Like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
From child entertainer to convicted criminal, the downfall of Rolf Harris. When Rolf Harris died at the age of 93, he ended his life as a convicted child molester. Since his release from prison in 2017 after serving nearly 3 years, he has lived with his wife of 64 years, was married to Alwyn Hughes, practically a recluse. He had throat cancer, and the only visitors to their home in Bray, Berkshire were carers and nurses. It was a far cry from his days as a national treasure. Once upon a time, the artist, musician and entertainer had a majority spent his time visiting Buckingham Palace to collect a host of honors, made 2 appearances on the UK version of This Is Your Life, and performed his music at high-profile performances across the country. His paintings, once grossing 6 figures, are now available for a fraction of their former value. Harris, who was born and raised in Australia, made his first appearance on British television a few years later in the mid-50s. Arriving in the UK to study art, no one really cared about children's television back then, he once said. You could learn your craft and make mistakes. He never revealed what he was painting or drawing, but let the picture take shape until it suddenly became visible to the surprise of all viewers. The show was broadcast on the BBC for 7 years, from 1967 to 1974. He also introduced British audiences to the didgeridoo, an indigenous Australian wind instrument, and invented the wobble board, which he used to create the 1960 hit Tie Me Kangaroo Down, a sport. His version of Two Little Boys was Christmas #1 in 1969, and topped the charts for 6 weeks. Harris received an MBE in 1968, an OB in 1977, and a CBE in 2006. He was commissioned by the BBC to paint the Queen's portrait for them. He celebrated his 80th birthday this year and also aired The Queen, by Rolf. In 2010 he performed at Glastonbury and Festival, while commemorating his 80th birthday, with a nationwide exhibition tour entitled A Life in Art. He had cared for the girl, who was 35 years his